Greetings, Minecrafters. Welcome to another exciting discussion on a Minecraft topic of all things well-being. My name is Dr. Kimberly Quinn, and my role here is to help you become the boss of your brain. Synonymous with become the boss of your thoughts, because this is how we live our best lives. Okay, so this works actually with our topic today, which is going to be ants, automatic negative thoughts. Ants, because we know that thoughts come first and feelings come second, and then behavior actions third. That's how it works, which means our thoughts dictate our feelings, which dictate our behaviors, which means our thoughts literally dictate our lives. So when we change our thinking, lo and behold, we change our lives. This is a good thing. So before I go another step, as they say, I want to give a nice shout out to Daniel Amen. He does lots of incredible things with cognitive psychology, well-being based stuff to get people to really work on practicing thought control and sort of understanding the process about thoughts dictating feelings and changing that up to also live a happier, more fulfilled life. Okay, so I use one of his kids' books. He does a lot for grown-ups, and I do a lot for grown-ups with the use of his kids' book because I'm a big fan of less is more. Keep it simple, right? Because in my opinion, if someone can explain to a child what's going on simply, then sign me up. Why do we need to complicate it, right? It's much better to get it. We can always fluff it up with 14 karat words later. Okay, good. So Daniel starts out with says, everything starts and ends in your mind. How your mind works determines how happy you are, how successful you feel, and how well you interact with other people. Truth right there. The patterns of our mind encourage you toward greatness, or they cause you to flounder around in mediocrity. Well said, Daniel Amen. And then he says, learning how to focus and direct your mind is the most important ingredient of success. Absolutely. So today we're going to talk about, again, ants, automatic negative thoughts. And here's the thing, no matter how positive you are, how positive you think you are, or optimistic, happy, whatever, no matter what, life throws curveballs and stuff, and also whenever we're hungry, angry, sick, or tired, just like a toddler, we can, not be our best selves, just like we're taken down with the flu isn't maybe our most positive moment, and we can revert to kind of our defaults. And so, it's my artwork up there. Yes, I made that myself. So I'm going to go through the 9 types of ants, according to Daniel Amen, and then we're going to do an activity around it, and it's one that my Minecrafters really like, my college students, and also professional grown-ups. And this can be also used with kids for sure. So the first ant is all or nothing thinking. So this is the person who thinks in a very black and white way. So kind of like if I get an A, I'm a great student, and if I get a C, like I'm just no good at all at school. Or God forbid an F, and that really, even if it's on one test, one paper, whatever, polarized thinking, and just no gray, I guess is what we're saying there. Some of these are sort of similar, though not the same. So then we've got always thinking. This is the person who uses very polarized words a lot. So always, never, everyone, nothing, no one, everyone, kind of. And I've actually got a terrible top 10 that I give to my students to delete, and they're at the very top of the list is the word disorder, because it's a shame word and it's dumb, because it just has people feeling not enough and flawed and defective, and it should just be deleted from every language across the globe. We're doing the world a big favor. Just had to throw that in there. And next to the disorder is perfection, and then the rest are these: always, never, nothing, everything, blah 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 blah, because they don't exist in reality. And they take us down, because what we allow inside, what we run through the feedback loop, affects our everyday, right? So another example of this would be, I use it with partners a lot, actually. So way back when I was therapizing, I might get a couple, and they come in and they say, she never listens to me. He never listens to me. They never listen to me, okay? Never means every millisecond of every second of every hour of every day of every week of every month of every year of all the years of your whole life. So I'm thinking not statistically probable or really possible, right? Because we've got to sleep in there, showers, do stuff, you know what I mean? So no, it can't be never. It's much better to say, rather than doing this folded arms, you never listen to me, well, the partner probably feels very defeated and, like, why bother? We can say, because it may be true that it's a lot that I'm not listened to, right? We can say that. I am feeling that the majority of the time I'm not listened to. Much of the time I'm not feeling listened to, rather than never. Or here's another one. My anxiety always gets in the way of my relationships by like the third date or something. Always. That's every single person. I mean, it's just not realistic. It could be all these other things. It's much better to say, I've noticed my anxiety gets in the way in certain circumstances. So maybe I want to take a look at that and maybe talk to somebody, professional about that. Instead of the always never, too much. Focusing on the negative. This one is sort of, they can only see the bad in the situation. They can only see the bad in the situation, and even most bad situations have something good. Even if you lose a baseball game, if you don't get the promotion at work, maybe it's because something's better is along the way. It's a huge move that most of the family is not looking forward to because either the mom or the dad or the mom and the mom or whomever, somebody got transferred. Then that can be a super tough sell, not saying that, especially with kids in middle school, high school, things like that. Partner with another job they love. However, there's, the move could be to someplace great. Example, our little town would be a great sell for kids. Our little school goes and skis on every Friday all winter, and it counts for gym, bonus. Also, something as severe as a funeral and sad as a funeral. Funerals are terrible. People don't look forward to funerals. It's not, oh, gee, I can't wait till the weekend. We're going to a funeral. It's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. And still yet, when I ask my students, my Minecrafters this, usually they come up with the same thing, different words, and they'll say, well, it's all the people that show up to support you, and many of them you haven't seen in a really long time. And then often they'll say the memories and thinking of all good stuff about the person, and mostly you're surrounded by love and support. And so even a funeral, as bad as they are, can have something positive. Okay, then we have the fortune-telling ant. This person is your catastrophizer. They're looking for the worst possible outcome in a situation. So maybe they have a presentation coming up next week. Could be middle school, high school, college, or professional. And it's just, I know that it's, people aren't going to show up, or my teammate who's helping, my teammate, colleague, whoever's going to not show up, or maybe they're not going to do their part. I'm probably going to stutter, probably going to lose my spot. Then the tech could go out. We've had a lot of trouble with Zoom because so many people are using it. It could, go off right in the middle of my presentation. How am I going to get my spot back? I'm probably going to have a panic attack. And then the whole thing's out the window. And that'll be right in the moment that the professor's colleague comes in, or my colleague comes in, or the CEO shows up right in the middle when my PowerPoint's on collapse. They're like a shortstop, like waiting to field the ball. And most of the time, these things don't even happen. And all these valuable life minutes just went circling the drain, never to be found again. Okay, then we have the mind reading ant. This is what happens when you know what another person is thinking. So often, this doesn't have to be couples. I often use that example. And again, high school, college, married, long-term relationship, whatever. That partner often walks in, or who we're dating walks in, and we just know how they feel, right? We can see it on their face. You're pissed at me. And it's because you thought, it can't be that they had a fender bender, an hour, like when they left work, an hour before they got home, or before they got back to the dorm room or whatever, somebody said something to them, and it can't be that. It has to be they're mad at you. Or we bring in texting into this. It's not even in person. And so many times I've had students admit to this, where they're just talking to somebody. So if there are any of you who aren't fluent in teenager and young adult, I'll interpret for you. Talking to someone means they've been texting for a few weeks, and now they're almost getting ready to be a thing. So a thing is what happens after they've been texting, meaning talking, well, talking meaning texting, and now they're like liking each other, okay? So I've been talking to so-and-so, and all of a sudden, she didn't answer me back, and, and I can see she read it, or she didn't even read it. It has to be, they jump right to, she doesn't like me anymore, he doesn't like me anymore, they don't like me anymore, they're going to break up with me, I just know they're going to break up with me, we're not even technically dating yet, and it can't be that the phone's dead, or they're in class and the professor makes them turn it off because I'm that person, or they're at the dentist getting a root canal, and that's why. It has to be they don't like me anymore, okay? Mind reading. Ant species number 6, my personal favorite, thinking with your feelings. So feelings are not facts. We know feelings aren't facts. Feelings come from all over the place, mostly from inside. And we've got the working memory dipping into the long-term memory. We've got everything going on out here. We've got memories that we've reconstructed because that's what memories do. So feelings are not facts. We feel like they're facts. We feel rock solid that what I'm feeling is the truth for all people. Typically, it doesn't go anywhere good because we're often more reactive when that happens. Reactive is quick, very like knee-jerky, versus responding, which is more Sherlock Holmesy, observing, taking in the facts, and then making a more, like the word more mature, slowed down, let's just say slowed down response. And we all do this, neurotypicals included, and I will just say that the ADHDers, myself included, the Fast Mind Club, we're really good at the thinking with feelings, especially those of us, which is also me, who have the impulsivity thing loud and clear, because it can be very hard to hit the pause button, yet we are so much better off, even if it's 3 minutes. 3 seconds even is better than nothing, but 3 minutes, great. Dip into the restroom and just breathe, pause button, much better. Okay, guilt beatings. Guilt keeps us from doing bad things to people, spreading vicious rumors, punching people in the schnozy, slashing tires, blah, 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 blah. It keeps us, we hopefully, if we do something, we say something unkind because we're just tired and cranky or whatever and we didn't mean it, and then we sort of, apologize, fix it, then we can move on. It's when we hang on to guilt stuff long past its due that it becomes really unhealthy. This person with the guilt beatings is very, very hard on themselves. They beat themselves up. Okay, labeling. Labeling is when we just assign a label to ourselves or other people. It can often be mental health things, but it doesn't have to be. It can be, there she goes again, she's so spoiled. Oh, he's so arrogant, what an elitist. And we just label. They can't be that it's something authentic that really didn't stem from that place. Sometimes I give an example because this is easy for me with the ADHDers. Let's say it's a kid and the teacher's faced the other way. Let's say 5th grade, I don't make that up, 5th grade. And the kid behind her is tapping and bugging her. And every time the teacher turns around, that kid sits there like a little angel, okay? And they yell at the one in front, oh, there goes her ADHD again. No, okay, well, it might be, but can it be that maybe the kid behind them is being really annoying? Or let's say college student or a professional person, there goes my anxiety again, okay? Because I'm anxious, because someone's anxious or depressed. It has to be their depression that caused said conflict or whatever, said conflict, said problem. It can't just be that maybe there was something there that really was legit and just, caused things to happen. It doesn't have, we don't have to label it like that. Okay, labeling. We did the labeling one. And then blame. And this can often go together with guilt, but doesn't have to. There's the guilt, blame, shame game. So blaming other people, obviously, deflects accountability from us. So that's not just really a great way to live our lives. And we can also perpetually blame ourselves, which is also not a good way to live our lives. It actually helps us to dodge accountability. It seems kind of ironic, but when we're blaming ourselves as taking it on like a martyr, that's not accepting accountability and just doesn't generally work very well for us. Okay, so typically, everybody's, no matter how positive you are, you probably got one because that's just how it works. Sometimes they go together, or they might just go together for you, which is fine. I had this the year before this year, during the Rona, right before the Rona, actually, we were in person. I had a handful of students come up with that they had all 9. So what we do is have you color your ant. I did this myself. This is a fantastic ant. So my students color them. Typically, they're sprawled over the floor with crayons, markers. I have a big bucket, colored pencils, whatever. I put on meditation music, and they draw the ant. Over here is the raid can. Okay, so this is going to be the talk back to the ant. I had one student draw a work boot once. That's a squished ant, if you can see that. And they draw them, and this is what I do for professional groups of adults, actually, also. So here's a bigger ant, and here's the exercise. There's a cartoon window up here. My anxiety always ruins my relationships, okay? So that would be an example of the always thinking, the person with the polarized thinking. So you can, on your raid can, you can put another balloon. I really need to check my facts. Is it possible for anxiety or anything else to always do anything? No. These words don't exist in reality. That's something to tell yourself. The mind reader, let's say a student is walking across campus, or a middle school kid, depending on who I'm working with here. It's a middle school kid or an elementary school kid. I just know that so-and-so doesn't like me. I saw their face, or they don't like me. They don't like me. Fact check, or even a professional grown-up. We feel this way too sometimes. Maybe there was no eye contact, they left abruptly, who knows? So go right on the RAID can, fact check, why do I think this person doesn't like me? Okay, they didn't respond to an email, let's say, if it's an older adult or high school person texting, whatever. Okay, again, fact check, does it mean maybe they didn't see it, maybe they were busy, maybe they were out of the office or out of school, who knows? Fact check. And then, did they actually say anything to me? No, they gave me a look. Okay, well, we're trying to interpret a look. Think about that. Okay, feelings aren't facts, looks aren't facts either. They really fact check. Nobody actually said anything to me. No one said they don't like me. I didn't hear it from anybody either. Not that we should validate that either. So fact check is the whole point. Okay, and then we're going to have talk back to whatever it is. So the mind reading in. Okay, so very, 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 very good. This activity works really, really well. I've had students actually go home and put them up on their dorm. I've had grown-ups go home and put them on their fridge. This is just very good because it sort of shows whatever we allow in our heads, whatever we allow to happen, the what-if thinking, the catastrophizing, all these, the 9 ways for the automatic negative thoughts, when we allow this, and we are allowing it because we have control here, then the feedback loops get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger because the worry circuit, which is in the limbic system, right in the center of the brain, kind of shaped like an avocado, each and every time it searches for what if this, what if that, all the oh no thoughts, all the anxiety thoughts, it's like when it actually finds it, what if I have this major and I don't graduate college? Or what if I graduate college and I don't get the job I want? And what if I do get the job I want but I don't make enough money? And I disappoint my parents and I can't live independently. Grown-ups, what if I end up on furlough? What if the Delta variant wipes us through and we're furloughed and pink slipped and I lose the house? And then what about the kids and the stress on my partner? What if the partner loses their job? What if? Whenever we allow that, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So it's like telling a dog to sit and not just giving it a biscuit, but giving it like a prime rib bone, like a steak bone. It's that much stronger than next time. So it's really important to get a handle and know what these are, and then work some of the strategies to talk back, which are on another video. You want to look up, or the podcast, It's Not Me, It's OCT, which is about obsessive compulsive thinking. Not talking about the diagnosed DSM-6 label. We're talking about all these unwanted repetitive thoughts. So look up It's Not Me, It's OCT on the Minecraft podcast or the Minecraft YouTube channel. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from Northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.